So I saw the funniest story just in time for the Halloween season. Apparently a bunch of 4th grade kids got shown the new Winnie the Pooh movie in their math class. Now what's odd about that, well, the new Winnie the Pooh movie is a slasher movie called Blood and Honey, so obviously they didn't read the title. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but if a movie has blood in the title, it's probably not a kid's movie. It's a movie where the killers are all Winnie the Pooh characters, and they hack people to pieces, you know, the usual horror movie stuff. But also, I think Piglet is like some giant boar in this movie or some shit, and you think that the story would be funny enough, but the school has reacted by having the mental health of these kids actively checked by counselors, which is just hilarious. Imagine these kids shitting themselves so much, thinking that they're going to see the new Winnie the Pooh movie, that they actually need therapy, and the overcorrective attitude of these teachers and parents thinking that what they did was akin to waterboarding. You know, because the biggest issue is that these kids are watching the right kind of stuff. You know, it can't be any of that bad stuff. That's what's gonna fuck these kids up. So obviously they shouldn't be watching this movie. That's the obvious take, but I think the mental health check thing is just insane. Going through all of this seems like way more of an ordeal than just watching a movie, which they'll probably forget about in like 10 seconds after seeing it. But what will they always remember is going through counselling. It's a movie, come on, I was watching better and gorier horror movies than that when I was that age. I think in grade 4 I'd already seen a couple of the Friday the 13th movies, most of the Chucky movies, one or two of the Freddy movies, plus I'd played the Resident Evil games. I think even Dead Space came out not long after that too, and now they're getting the remake, so these kids get to also have Dead Space come out in their generation. Now, of course, there are some weird things about this story, like what psycho kid complained about the movie? I would have rather seen Human Centipede at that age than do any kind of math. It really was the worst class, plus, who requested to watch Winnie the Pooh in the first place? They're not 5. And also, it took the teacher like half an hour to realise that this wasn't a kid's movie. I love fuck-ups like this. It reminds me of that story when a church played Tupac's Hail Mary, thinking it was some kind of gospel song, which has iconic lyrics like, "Revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting pussy," and so they had to repent or burn after that. You know, all that Christian shit. But come on, it's hard to believe at a certain point that this was a simple misunderstanding. I think that this guy had to have known. I mean, half an hour into a movie, and you're still figuring out if it's a horror movie. By that point, an atmosphere has to have been established at the very least. It is funny to me, though, that they were always complaining on the news, whether it's the reporters or the parents or even the school teachers, that movies and games make kids violent, but the teachers are the ones showing them this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is complete bullshit, by the way. It just seems way too good to be true, as if it serves as a promotion for the movie, just in time for Halloween as well. I mean, I actually want to know, did the story work? Are you going to go out there and actually watch the movie now? It scared a bunch of kids, so it must be good. Are you going to walk up to people on Halloween night, very slowly wearing a Winnie the Pooh mask, wielding a fucking hatchet? This is one of those things where you go in and imagine, oh, what if we tricked people into watching this, thinking that it's actually a kid's movie and not some horror movie? I mean, that would make for a good laugh, wouldn't it? And then it actually happens. I mean, it was in Florida, so maybe it did happen. I don't really know. I'm just saying it does seem kind of suspect. But whatever. Anyway, that's it. You can all piss off now. Get out of here.